Joe will be talking about the essential roles that towns, faith communities, groups, and individuals play in getting these laws advancing so that we can have our Native rights and respect passed through the legislature and signed by the governor. Take it away, Joe. Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Rhonda. That was unbelievably powerful. And as I begin, please let me acknowledge that in Northampton, I am on Nipmuc land, and I want that to be known as we start this program. I'm going to share 3 slides, although I couldn't do I couldn't do 1/1,000,000th of what Rhonda just did in terms of the mascot. I'll talk about 3 bills, including the mascot bill, and call us all to action. So I believe someone's going to share slides, and thank you for that. Are the slides up? Forgive me. Okay, thank you, friends. So let me talk about 3 bills at first. The first bill that I'm going to talk about is actually a bill that was passed unanimously by the Massachusetts Senate. It's a resolve providing for the creation of a special commission relative to the seal and the motto of the Commonwealth. And let me say that this bill was decades in the making. It was led by Indigenous communities across the Commonwealth, and it was powered by Indigenous residents of this Commonwealth along with allies. It was powered across the finish line only in the Senate so far this session. It's an important bill which establishes a special commission consisting of 8 members to investigate the features and motto of the flag and the seal of the Commonwealth. This is a racist flag and seal and motto, and it must be changed. This bill creates a commission, 5 members of whom are descendants of historic Massachusetts tribal nations here in the Commonwealth. It sets a process forward which will transform this symbol that is in every auditorium, every place of gathering, every town hall. It must be transformed. So again, this is passed now unanimously by the Massachusetts Senate. It is in House Ways and Means, so the House bill is in House Ways and Means. It is awaiting action there. So first action item. Today, if you are in Massachusetts, call the House leadership and call your representative and say that you want this bill passed. We call it the Flag and Seal Bill. It is a resolve providing for the creation of a special commission relative to the seal and the motto of the Commonwealth. Okay, that's the first action step. Second, it's the bill that Rhonda spoke so beautifully about. It's an act prohibiting the use of Native American mascots in public schools in the Commonwealth. It bans the use of racist mascots in the Commonwealth once and for all. As Rhonda said beautifully, some communities, one by one, are changing their Native mascots, are ridding their school communities of racist mascots. However, the state has an obligation to protect the civil and human rights of all. It is the state's responsibility to do this across the board, thereby enshrining in a law that they will be banned forever and can never come back, and then moving school communities that have not yet had the courageous organizers like embodied by Rhonda Anderson, not yet seen the right way forward. It will force them to change their Native mascots, to adopt something else other than this racist symbol. This bill currently is in the Massachusetts Senate. It was reported out favorably, both sides, both the House and the Senate bill, from the Joint Committee on Education. It has not moved yet. In the Senate, it is my fervent hope, along with Indigenous leaders across the Commonwealth, that this bill moves this session. And you can bet that we're doing everything we possibly can. I am the lead sponsor of this bill, and we will not rest until it is passed. In the House, the sponsors are Representative Nika Elugardo and Representative Tammy Govea. Let me move to a third bill quickly. It is the bill to change Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day that was filed in the House by Representative Jack Lewis. And it repeals Columbus Day as the day we celebrate in October, and it puts in Indigenous Peoples Day in its place. Again, it's a way to retell our history, reframe the conversation, especially 400 years after colonization, and what we can and should do as a Commonwealth to tell the truth of the ravages of colonization, and what we have to do to set our Commonwealth on a new path. If we can go to the second slide, please. Okay, friends, this is the legislative cycle. So right now we are in the 191st legislative session. We have a 2-year session in Massachusetts, but we are moving in January to the next legislative cycle, the 192nd legislative cycle. So like I said, we are continuing work on these bills. The flag and seal bill, the work is in the House. The mascot bill, the work is in the Senate. So call your senators and ask them to bring this civil rights, this human rights bill to the floor. But should we not prevail this session in January, we file again. And so what this slide just tells you is that in January of 2021, we file these bills again. There'll be an opportunity to seek co-sponsorship of all of these bills. Let's build a greater, larger, more passionate cohort behind them. There'll be hearings for every bill filed, and then we'll work to get these bills out of committee by voting and onto the floor. So that is the next legislative cycle, even as we end this 2-year legislative cycle in these next handful of months. And then if we could go to the last slide. Thank you so much. Please let me thank the organizers of today. Thank you, Rhonda, for your beautiful, grace-filled, fierce facilitation of today, and to all the speakers. I am honored to join you today. This slide says people power makes all the difference. As an ally, as a white woman, I want to use my people power to propel these bills forward. Of course, these are not the only bills that Indigenous communities will want us to pass. We need to listen deeply to the Indigenous leaders here on this forum and across the Commonwealth. We need to be in service of moving the ideas forward that make the most sense to them. And let me tell you one thing about the legislature: you matter. Voters matter, constituents matter. We are elected to serve you. We work for the people of the Commonwealth. Therefore, call, email, write every House and Senate member you have a relationship with, especially if they are your House and Senate members. Write leadership in both the House and Senate. Write the governor. Schedule Zoom meetings. I thought it was beautiful that Rhonda said that she's been on so many Zoom meetings. I have been on some of them. They are still powerful, even in COVID. We can gather, take to social media, tag people, call us out, have the conversations in the light of social media. It's one of the venues that we can turn to make a difference, and do events like these to help facilitate media, gather people, galvanize ideas. It's up to us to be the strongest possible allies. Those of us who are white and or want to be allies to these important bills and the bills to come. It's up to us to do everything we can to prioritize these and not let up until we prevail. Thank you so much.